Oh, man. There we go. Good morning. It's Wednesday. We're almost there, but not really. But kind of are. Hey, it's our daily show. We got kind of a busy show for you. It's a laid-back show. You know, I think this is the first time in a couple of weeks I haven't had a political interview on. More to come on that. Hey, tomorrow, our State of the Race coverage continues with Chris Belly's running for Ward 5 Alderman. And then on Friday, John Meehan, who is the current Ward 5 Alderman, and he will be on to talk about his campaign, and then also Rodney Smith, who's running in Ward 4, and that'll do it for all of our election coverage and candidate interviews leading up to the 1st of April, which is just a couple of days away. We got a good show for all of you today, a laid-back one. We're talking to Sydney Sinks in a couple of minutes, and I'm going to get the latest from her. Lacy McDonald joins us at 9:50 for our 100 Years Ago segment, and then at 10:10, Centerstone will be a part of the show and fill us in on more of their great resources that they provide to the region. And then at 10:30, we're talking to Nancy and learning more about Lovelyloons. So we got a busy show, but man, kind of liking the, just kind of back to normal show mode here. Hey, top of the hour news now. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update and you'll never miss out. You can join myself and over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. Before I do, is anyone else just like completely exhausted today? I mean, the last couple of days, I just feel like I got hit by a bus. I don't know. That's not part of the newscast, but we'll dive right into news now. Walk Restaurant, a cherished establishment in Jerseyville for nearly 3 decades, has announced its permanent closure, set for the 25th of April. The decision comes as owner, a member of the Hong family, prepares for retirement and a new chapter in life. Known for its cuisine, the restaurant has been a favorite gathering spot for locals and visitors. In an emotional farewell, the Hong family expressed gratitude to their loyal customers and dedicated staff for their unwavering support over the years. As the closure approaches, the family invites the community to join them for one last meal, marking the end of an era. Also in the news today, a Godfrey man, Scott A. Pritchard, 37 years of age, is facing charges for home repair fraud after allegedly defrauding a Jerseyville resident. Here's what we know. On the 18th of March, Pritchard was charged with a Class 4 felony for entering into a $6,800 contract for home repairs on February the 25th, which he had no intention of completing. The incident took place at a residence on Hollow Avenue in Jerseyville. Pritchard has been released from custody on pretrial conditions and is scheduled to appear in court on the 22nd of April. And as always, all parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Community leaders gathered to celebrate the groundbreaking of a new Collinsville area vocational center expansion on March the 25th. This significant project aims to enhance career and technical education opportunities for students across 10 Metro East high schools. The CAVC director, Joe McGinnis, highlighted that this is the largest investment in career and tech education in Illinois since 1970s. The expansion will introduce new programs and accommodate over 300 additional students. Local officials, including State Representative Katie Stewart, emphasized the importance of this initiative for students' futures and for the local economy. The completion date set for next year, April 2026. This weekend, Edwardsville residents are invited to a dinner auction at the Moose Lodge on March the 29th to support Striding and Surviving, an organization aiding cancer patients. Alice Bartles, who's been on the show and detailed this event as well, states that starting at 6 p.m., attendees will enjoy dinner, live music from the Dave Mendoza Band, and participate in live and silent auctions featuring various items, including signed sports memorabilia and more. Tickets cost $30 for adults and $15 for children. And for more information, you can see the event listing on RiverBender.com or go to the event's Facebook page or stridingandsurviving.org. Finally, in the news today, during a recent Board of Education meeting, we saw this news break during the show yesterday. The Edwardsville Community Unit School District Number 7 decided to dismiss 16 certified non-tenured probationary teachers as part of their efforts to maintain financial efficiency. The decision, made on the 24th of March, aims to reassign some positions to existing staff without reducing any educational programming, including special education and high school offerings like agriculture. Superintendent Dr. Patrick Shelton emphasized the district's commitment to prioritizing students' needs and sustaining educational quality while navigating rising costs in contracted services and supplies. The district remains focused on responsible resource management to ensure long-term financial health. For a full write-up on that, you can see it at RiverBender.com/news. It's 9:10. And it's 46 degrees. It don't feel like it out there, though, man. I'm cold today. Feels like 52, and in the studio, it feels like 14. Today, partly sunny and nice. A warm-up is on the way in tonight. Partly cloudy with a passing shower or two. We are going to get some rain the next couple of days. Be on the lookout. Air quality right now, right at 54, which is moderate, and then mold is low today. The tree level is, it's elevated, too, at 50, which is ranking it as moderate. So you have some allergies, take a Claritin and call it a good old day. Temperatures reach 63 degrees today and drop down to 44 as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, we're going to get more rain. Thunderstorms are predicted, a high of 63 degrees on Thursday and a low of 55 degrees. Now on Friday, they are still calling for that rain, a high of 81, a low of 57 degrees. And on Saturday and Sunday, spot showers and spot storms throughout the weekend. On Saturday, a high of 66, a low of 59 degrees, and on Sunday, a high of 65 and a low of 38 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. It's 46 in downtown Alton. It feels like 52 for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545, this time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather or just texting RB to 618-202-4618. All right, before we take a quick break, man, my allergies are even getting to me today, too. I'm getting, beat up left and right. Feel like Mike Tyson's just kicking my guts in today. Hey, let me fill you in on Denise Sparks. She's the queen of junk for 30 years. She has been, and now for the next 30, she will be the queen of junk, and she'll be the queen of trash. You know, Denise Sparks, for all these years, has always been about customer service and really just being a part of the local community, and that's why I'm so excited to fill you in on her each and every day of the week, and glad to have her as a partner for our daily show. You know, whether or not you need Denise for your basement because it's all full of junk and crap, and you need to get it out of there before you bring the, family over for the Easter celebration, I get it. You got to call Denise. Or if your neighbor's getting really tired of you, they're getting ready to report you because you have a hot tub that's been broken down since 2004. Maybe you got one of those old Bowflexes out there, and it's just hanging out in your backyard. Who knows what you got cooking back there? Call Denise Sparks. She takes care of it all. Whether you're residential, commercial, or you have a hoarder situation, she's there for you too. And then what I think's really cool is they have this environmentally friendly way of getting rid of all of the junk once it's, in their possession. They aren't ready to go right to the landfill. If they can refurbish it, if they can reuse it, or they can find a better option, they're going to go with that before they just go dump it in the landfill. And I think that's what's so important. Just like whenever she's picking up her weekly trash pickups, and those purple and yellow trash cans, they're multiplying and mating like bunny rabbits all across the 618 because she takes care of it the same way. I mean, hey, she tells everybody, bag that trash up so nothing flies out of the back of our trucks, and she keeps the roadways clean. You can learn more about Denise Sparks by giving her a phone call today. 618-781-1407. That's 618-781-1407. Or just go to sparksjunkremoval.net. Let's take a look at downtown Alton on this sunny morning. We'll come back. More Daily Show on a Wednesday. Hopefully I wake up.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Then you really might know what it's like to sing the blues. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like. Yeah, then you really might know what it's like.
Welcome back. 9:18, little bit of change. Sydney in the studio. How is work treating you upstairs?
Busy, but that's a good thing. We always say it's a good thing because that means things are happening in the community. But it has been busy lately.
We have less than a week now.
Yeah.
We are under a week.
Yeah,
until
that's wild.
I feel like the skies are going to, God, open up. And I'm just getting beaten up all day this morning. You know, I just kind of fell off a cliff about 8 o'clock. I kind of just took a nosedive here. But
you're gonna bounce back. It's okay.
Bounce back, rehab, recover, and return
there
home.
We go.
Thank you for sponsoring our weather line. But look at that. I'm still on it.
You're on it.
But I don't know. We got a little bit of time left. It's been really busy for everybody, and we got summer getting ready to start with some fun events.
Oh my gosh, yes, summer. I can't believe. Well, I keep saying this when I'm talking to people. I say, April 1st is coming up so fast, which is wild. But the really wild part is just the fact that we're already in April. Like, this year has flown by.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we are here.
So that's wild.
Man, and I'll be out at the amphitheater again with rocking the shades and hiding the beers, Hey,
that's how you know it's summertime, when CJ's out of the amphitheater. So
with that being said, you are getting ready to publish your article, your blog. I jumped the gun this week. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was late this week, so that's on me.
I have, it's weird. I've been really on top of some things, and then other things I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if
no.
that's kind of been you. I don't know.
I feel like I'm behind, like just with everything, low-key. So
you kind of get overwhelmed here.
It's just busy, and so we got to catch up. Today's gonna be my really productive day. I've decided. I'm putting it into the universe.
Hell, I already got my event article done. That was 14 minutes. That was a 14-minute event article. You try to top that comprehensive weekend guy. You can't find nothing to do. I'm coming to find you. But anyway, got that done. I got all this stuff done. I feel good. I just got literally just a couple of tasks to get a really good jump start on next week.
Good for you.
And it's only Wednesday.
That's pretty impressive.
I hate the fact that it's only Wednesday.
This week has been just like, I don't know.
Has it felt long to you too?
It felt long.
Jesus, I felt like I'm walking the Green Mile. It's like, it just hasn't ended. I woke up yesterday thinking it was Wednesday. I honestly didn't even know what day it was today when I woke up.
Yeah, you just get up and you just go. So,
but you are getting ready to publish your Hope Animal blog.
Yeah. So what I did this weekend on Sunday morning, it was a cold, rainy, muddy morning, and I got up and I went to Hope Animal Rescues, which is a animal shelter in the Godfrey area, and they do some really cool things. What they do is they rescue dogs like right before they're going to be euthanized, basically at shelters. So they're having a fundraiser coming up. I believe it's this weekend, Sunday. There's an article out there about that. If
I read it.
Interested. Yes, thank you. But anyway, so I was on the phone with Jackie Spiker about this, and
she's a great person.
She's really, really cool.
She was on the show. Her and I had like a good powwow for about 40 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we were talking, and she said, "Do you want a tour?" And I said, "You know what? I'd love a tour."
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I came
really
out
cool.
and I took a tour, and I scrubbed some rooms, and it was awesome.
Oh,
yeah.
So were you informed that would be part of your tour before you got there? Or?
Well, I was like, well, let me do something. Let me help out.
So this is cool. Okay, why didn't you vlog this? This would have been a great
I should have
vlog.
vlogged it. No.
I heard it's like a compound for dogs.
It's really interesting. Yeah, so there are a couple of different buildings, and the dogs, so, most shelters, dogs are in kennels, right?
Right.
And this is different because the dogs are in their own little rooms. So they have their own space and toys and all that stuff, and they can go in and out of like inside their little room to their little individual caged area outside. And then also there's like a whole space for them to play too. So it was muddy and I didn't get to stay for too long, so I didn't get to see them all playing, but they get to play out there and have a lot of fun and engage. So it's really cool. It was a really great experience.
How many dogs do you think they got down there?
They have 109 dogs.
Well, okay, I feel like you were kind of prepared for that.
I was prepared, yeah, don't worry. They have 109 dogs, which is insane. So we've spoken about this before. I've never had a dog before.
Yeah. Do you want mine?
Sure, I'll take it. But, I'm not super familiar with dogs, but I show up and there's 109 dogs just barking and excited to see somebody new. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But they were so cute. So...
See,
precious.
I get really overwhelmed quickly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm normally fine. You won't notice it. I'll just kind of tunnel vision out.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know, but 109 dogs is that's a lot of sound.
It's a lot of dogs.
That's a lot of sound right there. So how long was your tour?
So it was, I was there for a couple hours, or an hour and a half or so. And like I said, I scrubbed a couple rooms, helped out. What they do is they, every weekend, they scrub the rooms down. So they keep it very clean and healthy.
What do they,
dogs.
I'm not being funny, but what do they use to clean it?
I like soap and water and hose basically. And you squeegee the rooms clean and dry.
I didn't know if they, okay.
No, cool. It's interesting. It's really cool. So they were doing that when I got there. So I jumped in and helped out a little bit. And then afterwards, Jackie took me around and we saw all kinds of things. So it was great to see just the...
what kind of things?
Well, one thing we saw... I'm on it.
Thank you.
We saw the different rooms and it was interesting because Jackie knew all of these dogs' names, like by name. We would walking around and she said, "Hi, Theo. Hi, Anna. Hi." And she called them all out. It was really impressive.
That is actually pretty impressive.
Yeah. One of the other volunteers that I was talking to, she said, I know all these dogs' names, but what's yours again? And I was like, surely you don't actually know all these dogs' names. But they did. They knew them all. It was very impressive.
They have a good operation down there. I mean, they really do care. And that's because you can't just show up at at Hope Animal Rescue.
No, you have to apply, and they take their time with you too, and make sure that you get your time with your dog. And they have a trail where they walk the dogs twice a week, and they let you take the dogs for a walk before you adopt one. And if you have a dog, like if you took Nico out to adopt another dog, if you so chose, you would take Nico to the animal shelter and have him interact with the dog before you guys took the dog home. So it's kind of cool.
If I took Nico to a shelter, I think that his whole life would change. I'm going to start playing those Sarah McLachlan commercials because I am so tired of seeing like this dog looking like he is just miserable. He gets a bark box once a month. There's all these toys that come in. My house is full of them. And so I don't step on Legos. I step on hard nylon bones, and I just get ready to just scream into the heavens. But you know what? I'm going to start playing Sarah McLachlan commercials.
Let him know.
Like those old ASP, what do you call the APSA, whatever.
I
You know what I'm
remember,
talking about. But you know, I think.
Yeah, let him know. He has it good.
Or take him to the... well, see, Hope, he would probably want to stay, and that would be my problem. So, like, I would have to find one of the other shelters and take him to.
Well, that's a great point because it's really
it really
quite nice
is beautiful.
there.
Like, I've seen the pictures. They have, like, slides and stuff. Don't they have, like, a little slide?
Toys and trampolines for the dogs to hang
like
out
the
on.
coolest thing. So I couldn't
awesome.
do that to like make him, you know.
Yeah, well, and Jackie brought up a great point. She said, we take care of the dogs, we love the dogs, but nothing replaces an actual home. And
Well,
so,
that's true.
you want to, she's trying to get these dogs adopted. So if anybody, adopt, don't shop, right? If anybody has
Got a shirt made and everything.
Yeah, everything. So please go get a dog. But one thing that was really interesting, too, that I just wanted to shout out is as we were walking around, we passed a wishing well out there. And she said, we euthanize not for space, but for its intended purpose, which is mercy. And, if a dog has cancer or just is really not doing well, we'll euthanize in that case. But in that case, then their ashes go into the wishing well, and the dog's names are engraved on a plaque. And so I thought that was really, dignity,
Well, they really have a definite love and passion, for all the animals. It's not just for, it's really for their mission.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really awesome. So yeah, I highly, I can't get a dog right now, but I can, I can't get a dog right now.
Why?
That's fair. I should just get a dog anyway, but
why can't you get a dog?
I can't get a dog right now, but I feel bad about it too. I feel like I should.
Is there a specific reason why you can't get a dog?
Well, I'm not prepared for a dog at the exact moment.
I think you are. I think
Thank
you are. You took on 109 dogs on a Sunday that was rainy.
That's
you got
true.
This.
That's true. You
got enough for one.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe one of these days soon. But I would like
tomorrow.
A dog sometime.
I think we call Jackie right now on the phone and we set this up.
I would like a dog one of these days, and when the time comes, I'll go to Hope. But I look forward to it.
So, you weren't really a dog person, but you dog sit.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So dogs kind of make me nervous just because I've never been around them too much.
Right.
And little dogs, like, we're friends, but, like, bigger dogs kind of make me on edge a little bit just because, like, you never know. But that being said, yeah, I do spend a lot of time around dogs still. I dog sit and I hang out with dogs and that kind of thing.
You know what's funny? I'm the same. I love dogs and I'm the same way. Like, I always do a vibe check. You know? There's always a vibe check with an animal, and I can tell right away, even with people, if someone doesn't like me, I pretty much instantly connect with that right away.
For sure.
And the show's making it it's so much easier because, like, they're like, oh, son, like, you can just tell. But, like, with the dog, you can tell, like, if it's sizing you up, I'm not even trying to be your friend.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you already tried to confront me, you're already sizing me up, ready to bite me. I'm good to go. Like,
we're good. We're all right.
Yeah, we don't even need to interact.
Well, cats, I don't know how much time you spend around cats, but, like,
a lot.
Yeah,
too much time.
No, cats are perfect.
Well, cats are cool. It's just the thing that gets me is whenever they get into that damn, like, tail flipping mood and then they start beating the hell out of you for no reason. Like, what did I do? I'm just sitting here.
They do that, yeah.
they do. And you're sitting there minding your own business, like, not bothering nobody, and some cat's kicking you, 6 ways to Sunday on a Tuesday night at 6.
You're absolutely right. That is true. But that being said, they're kind of chill most of the time, and so that's, like, more my speed.
The other thing is they judge the hell out of it. I mean, like,
They do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get judged enough in my job. I don't want to come home and have an animal just judge me
That's
relentlessly.
very true. Well, if you have the unconditional love between you and a cat, it is very wonderful. But
I'm going to tell you something here.
all right, let's hear it.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to save it for break.
Okay.
Because I might have done something bad. I could have saved some kittens.
You could have saved some kittens. What does that mean?
I don't know. We could have. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. We'll find out with my story after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Right?
Yeah, mixing it up. Yeah, got a variety.
9:32. Welcome back. Alrighty, I gotta tell you this.
Yeah.
So, we know whenever the snow came, it was like a foot of snow.
Yeah, there was a lot of snow.
Okay, well, no, this was before that. Do you know before that when it was really cold?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
Well, it was really cold outside. I just want to again go back and preface by saying that it was very cold outside.
Yeah, I remember.
And what I perceived to be, I just want to use the word perceived because it's all about perception.
Sure.
Some kittens that were running around a little loose.
Mm-hmm.
I looked outside and said, should you go wrangle them up?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. I was a little preoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
I looked out the window. I knew where they were. And by the time I remembered them, and I had Nico too.
Yeah, it's hard when you have an animal.
Now, what am I going to do with 4 kittens and a dog?
Yeah.
That's a puppy. I hope those cats are alive.
You know, it's kind of rough.
It's kind of been weighing on me because I'm pretty sure they're all dead, and I'm just gonna, and it sounds awful for me to say that, but I mean, like, it's like, what do you do there? So I'm like, I tried to call, but it was during the like a winter weather emergency. So what is anybody else gonna do? But you just think about it,
It's hard.
Isn't that weird? Like every once in a while, your brain, like when you brought that up, I'm like, man, I hope I didn't. I hope those cats are alive.
It's hard when you have another animal that you're trying to take care of, and also like the cats in the area and trying to keep them alive and happy and also not reliant on you for food is very difficult.
Well, and see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
People just start feeding these things, and then you got a whole colony of stray cats.
That's true too.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I guess. I think, sometimes it is because my dog does not stop barking at the damn cat, and it's driving me crazy.
I have a friend who does trap and release with gets them spayed and neutered and stuff like that, which is really cool. So shout out to my friend who does that.
What's how do they do it? Like, just you'll put them back in the wild? Or
literally. They just trap them and then take them to the vet and get them spayed or neutered, like these feral cats, I guess, or loose cats or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they're called, but and then just release them back into the wild so they live their lives, but they don't keep populating and building a bigger colony. So it's really cool. Yeah,
that is really cool.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. Isn't there like a town that does like a feral cat program?
That sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Like where they just they don't put them down, like they're used for like farm stuff.
Yeah, that does sound really familiar.
Because that would be good.
Yeah,
I mean, see, my thought is, why can't we have? What I always thought would be cool to have like a couple of acres of land, okay, and then you just throw out all the I don't want to say strays, but the loose animals and all that. Like just let them keep living their undomesticated lives and just make sure you have a little fence around there so they're all good to go. But it's not a zoo. People can't go there, but it's just, where you just drop them off.
That's not a bad idea. Well, hopefully people don't drop them off, but
well, I mean, if they're in the backyard, the cat's, maybe beating the hell out of your other cat. You got to do something with it.
That makes
sense. Just dump it off to the stray city.
Stray city. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I don't know. I don't know the right answer to these things.
I don't know answers to cat problems.
It makes me
So
sad.
Are you going to get a cat first or a dog first?
Probably a dog first whenever the time comes, but
really?
Yeah, just because my partner is really into dogs, so we'll see what happens. But
I always pictured you getting cats.
I love cats, but it's you got to be accommodating. So we'll see what happens.
That's a good, good for you. I'm proud of you. That's a good compromise. Okay, well, that's exciting. So, okay, being at the Hope Animal Rescue, did you find any dog breeds that were passable for Sydney?
I did they're all so cute. I'll just say that right now. They're all
They
adorable.
aren't listening. It's all good.
No, they are really cute. But for me, I think the perfect dog is the size that Willow is. So we have a dog that comes in here a couple of times a week or so every now and then.
John's
dog, yeah. And she's adorable. And she's the perfect medium, bigger size dog. So I like those dogs. So yeah.
Willow and I have quite the play date when she's here.
You guys do. You hang out.
We do.
Yeah.
We're pals.
And she vacuums the office. My office has never been more clean of crumbs and little pebbles than ever before.
This is my OCD. See, this is why I'm worried about if I got when I if I ever have kids, I'm so OCD about my dog.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my house you can eat off the floor because I'm so nervous. What if what if I drop a piece of chocolate and Nico eats it and he gets sick and then I gotta take him.
That's scary.
But it's in my office when the moment Willow comes, I immediately try to find the vacuum because I'm like, no, I don't want to be. So I don't know. It's just the OCD kicks in.
No, I do get that.
Yeah.
It makes you nervous with dogs and kids too. Just with that they're gonna find something on the floor, but
It's a very large stack. I've been trying to figure out what this stack of papers has been
for
all morning.
What is it? Yeah.
Just a lot of random stuff.
Oh, you're just prepared for anything that comes up.
You wait and see. I'm ready. So, how's your week going? What else are you writing about?
Good. It's staying busy. So yesterday was the groundbreaking for the Collinsville Area Vocational Center, which is really cool. So I went to that. How
much money was that?
That was $25 million from an appropriation from the state of Illinois, which is really exciting. So
didn't they say that was the biggest in a while?
Yeah, it's the biggest investment in the trades since the 1970s, according according to Joe McGinnis, who's the guy who oversees the center. So
Look
it's
at you.
really, yeah, look
no
at me
notes
go.
needed.
Look at me go.
No notes needed.
So that was really cool. So shout out to that in career and technical education. Very cool. I wish we had more options like that when I was in high school, because that's awesome. So that's exciting. I got a couple of school board meetings coming up down the pipeline, so that's always fun.
Up down the pipeline.
You know what I mean. Calling me out
once
today.
a week. I feel like I do that to you
do,
once a week.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. School board though, is it getting as like contested as the citywide race or
It's
boards
intense.
because of the election?
Yeah, it's intense.
Man, I'm telling you what. It is. Is it Wednesday? Yes.
Yeah,
It's
today's
city.
Wednesday.
It's city count. It is the last city council before the
That is
election.
interesting.
In Alton, this is good. They always are just like kind of.
Yeah.
You know, getting a little bit more. The shots, I think, that are fun. You know, like they just kind of throw them out there.
Yeah, it gets intense.
It does.
So we'll see what happens.
That'd
We'll
be
see
fun.
how it goes. Yeah.
Look at that. So, what are you covering at the school board? You covered Edwardsville yesterday.
I covered Edwardsville on Monday. Yes.
They cut 16.
They did decide to dismiss or non-renew 16 employees. So yeah, that was there were hundreds of people there, over 100 people.
Does that start like today? Like, is it effective immediately or the next?
End of school year.
Ah.
So yeah, so it's intense for sure. There were over 100 people there, and a lot of people had some very passionate things to say, which is understandable. And it was it was intense, but just there to cover it and get the story out.
Do you feel like it's better for you to be there or to watch it?
I prefer being in person of these things because I feel like I get a better connection and a better relationship with people too if I'm actually there personally. I know you can watch these things online, but like I think it makes more sense to be in person when possible.
That does.
Personally.
Yeah, no,
personally.
I get it. See, you know what my thing is though? I have bad facial reactions. Like I will totally air out how I'm feeling if someone's saying something dumb. Like
I try my best to just stay, and I don't clap, and I just stay quiet.
You heard me at the damn press conference with the governor. I couldn't even stand half of those channels. Like, oh man, I was ready to take them on. I was ready to step outside with those guys.
That would have been interesting. A fight outside of the Wedge building.
Oh my God, the press fighting each other over dumb questions. But man, I'm telling you what, you hold your own there though. Those things are tough to cover, especially school board, because those get those are really passionate ideas.
Really passionate, but it all comes down to people wanting the best for their students. So that's what I try to remember and highlight most of all, is that this all comes down to the students and that kind of thing.
That's
so
fair.
focusing on that, yeah.
What else are you doing this week?
Those are the main things. Catching up on a couple of your shows and your interviews and stuff like that. I've been slacking there, so we're
you did
catching
a good job
up.
on a few of those interviews. So
I appreciate that.
job.
We're catching up though, so we're gonna get some stories out in the next couple of days, and
we have been like content producing machines.
Absolutely,
it has been incredible.
It's been really cool. Yeah, I mean it's great to see. It's very exciting, but yeah,
it's just that we need about 5 more people. I think if I had one for my maybe 2 for my show, and you guys had 2 more, we'd be good.
That'd be really nice. Yeah.
Don't ask me because I can't hire people here. So,
but if anyone's feeling it,
I'm telling you what. But you're going on a vacation.
I am. I'm going on a little trip. Yeah, so I'm going to see.
My favorite rocket ship. Did you ever watch that?
That's a good one.
Man, that was a great show.
That was fun for you and me, and no one else is going to get that.
I think the people that know in our generation will.
There we go. Yeah.
I hope
so.
God, that was a good show.
It was a good reference.
That's cinema.
It is cinema. But yeah, I'm going to Pennsylvania, so that's my vlog coming up.
Philadelphia?
So we're gonna hit Philadelphia and we're gonna hit New York City. So it'll be
that's not just
interesting.
Pennsylvania.
That's true. Yeah, we're mixing
See,
it up.
You're omitting.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
So you're going to where? Do your friends live in Philadelphia?
So I have a friend who's up in med school up there. So shout out, couldn't be me. But he lives in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So it is about an hour away from Philadelphia and about an hour and a half from New York City. So we're gonna hit both of those and see how that goes. I've never been to New York, so I'm excited to see how that goes.
You can't be as friendly.
Yeah, that's what I've been told.
You gotta get that.
Focus.
Yeah, you gotta get that mean face going.
I can do that. I can be mean, but we'll figure it out.
With that being said, have a safe trip.
Thank you.
When do you come back?
I'll be back Friday.
Oh, yeah. Wow, you're taking like a whole week.
I'll be back Friday.
Okay, all right. During the election, okay.
I know. I feel bad. I'll be back.
Lacy thought it was funny.
I feel bad.
Sydney, you have fun on your trip,
Thanks.
and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
It's Wednesday morning, and it continues with Lacy McDonald in a couple of minutes. We're going back 100 years ago next.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good. Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Across the sea, everybody come along with me. We're gonna hit the night down in Gay Paris.
Welcome back. 9:47, a little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. 48 degrees. Feels warmer out there than 48.
Yeah, in the sun.
In the sun.
Yeah, in the shade it's still cold.
It's
but...
still cold. Yeah, see, that's what happened. I got off on the shade side of the building and had to walk into the convenience store, and it was pretty cold. I've been miserable ever since.
There's probably like some meaning, some life meaning, and all of that.
I hope not. 100 years ago.
Oh, nice turning that into the words.
I tried. I was like, how do I fake through this one? I was confident. I was dying over the vine. 100 years ago, the Isaac Walton. You were not Beth Johns. She was on yesterday. I don't even know where that's coming from. Isaac Walton League.
Isaac Walton League, yes.
Took a long way to get there.
Oh, to where we were
going?
We're
here now.
We're here now.
We're here now.
We're here with the Isaac
Walton League. And I was literally choking and could not breathe for a second.
Yeah.
But we're fine. We're good. Grand. Great. Let's save some fish.
Yes, that is what the Isaac Walton League was formed for. So the Isaac Walton League was formed in 1922, and then in Chicago, and then there were chapters all over the country. So the Alton chapter was formed in 1925, and there was an article in the Alton Evening Telegraph on March 14th, 1925, announcing a meeting to start forming the Alton chapter. So that happened at the Mineral Springs Hotel on the 17th.
Is that where the mall's located?
Yes. Yeah. I know. I kept almost writing Mineral Springs Mall.
That's what I was going to ask.
It was a hotel then.
So,
yes.
Before it was haunted. This was.
You know what? I don't know.
Was it haunted before 1924?
I feel like that's one of those buildings that's haunted almost immediately after
no matter
it's constructed.
what, some weird stuff's going on.
Yeah.
There you go. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
So, how it already had over 100,000 members.
Yes, around the country.
How does something grow that way without media, without digital media? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
to me, that's an impressive number. Was it actually 100,000? Because you know how back people would say oh, there was 1 million people here, and there was 14.
I will say this: there was a little statement I put at the end that said, already the club shows indications of becoming one of the largest in Alton and is expected to grow fast by the present members. And I feel like they put that on every article about a new group forming or every event. They're like, this is going to be the biggest one. So I don't know. But I mean, everybody read the newspaper then. And one interesting thing, the person that helped form it in Alton lived in Alton, but he was a member of the Bloomington chapter of the Isaac Walton League. So he kind of explained everything, and its purpose was for fishermen and outdoors people to help preserve the land, the streams, the rivers for future generations. So it was an environmental organization, but focused on that preservation for the future.
When did all this conservationship start?
I think it was around that time.
Was it all around that same time?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know that there were some really big pushes then because people were seeing all the industrial, late 1800s, a lot of industry in Alton and around the country, and then kind of realizing that was, polluting the river, and that things were being clear cut, forests were being clear cut, and before it was too late, thinking about how to preserve larger pockets of land, so it wasn't just here and there. I mean, a lot of environmental organizations look at that preserving large areas so that they're untouched. And so they did a lot of really good work. And and they still exist today, but the closest chapter is in Decatur.
Huh. How many are in the group today?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. But they've existed since 1922.
Wow.
And they were part of creating, before it was even an Alton chapter, creating the Upper Mississippi River National Wildlife and Fish Refuge. Did a lot for the boundary waters at the northern border. Exposed, they had a magazine. The picture on the article is from their magazine, Outdoor America. And their magazine actually exposed the long-term harms of DDT on fish and wildlife in the 1950s. DDT is what made eagles' eggs too soft. So we almost lost.
What's DDT?
DDT is a fertilizer.
Oh, okay.
And so it was spread on, I think it's a pesticide. It's a pesticide. So it was spread on crops, and the eagles and other birds would ingest it, and then their eggs were so soft that the eggs cracked, and so no babies could be born.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we almost lost eagles, osprey, a lot of different birds completely because of DDT. So they finally outlawed it. But the Isaac Walton League helped bring that before even Silent Spring and other media came out about it. They exposed that. They worked to pass the Clean Water Act in 1972. So it was cool to see I'd never heard of the Isaac Walton League.
Yeah.
And see their long-term effects, both in that preservation, but also in more widespread environmental activism.
It's honestly why, because I've never heard of them either. And
Yeah.
for a group to be around, over 100 years is, you would think you would hear of them at some point in time. Wow. That's fascinating. You got a moment to stick around?
Sure.
Well, Lacy, while we do that, I got to show people what I thought you meant when you said DDT.
My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
This is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay. I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry. 10:56. You get put a comma in that welcome.
Yeah, your intros have been.
Not a very strong day today. 9:56. See, that's the problem. You know, when you do the show every day, you just kind of got to hope for average, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like
we're hanging in there.
People are here to see you and hear whatever it is you say.
If they're here to see me, god dang, they got a whole lot of problems, and I ain't a solution, I don't think. But with that being said, so what have you learned about really just environmental conservationship when it comes to Alton?
Well, okay, there was a really, really great quote that I wanted to bring up, if I can find it. So this is what the John McDonald, who was assistant Chicago and Alton Railroad trainmaster, and he was the one that was part of the Bloomington chapter of the Isaac Walton League as well, talked about it. You know, he was explaining everything to the new members. And he said, the Isaac Walton League is undoubtedly the most comprehensive conservation program ever undertaken in America. Though less than 3 years old, it has local chapters from one end of the country to the other and has awakened thousands and thousands of principled sportsmen and outdoor lovers to the realization of the perils that are threatening our precious woods and streams and wildlife. The movement represents a patriotic and unselfish endeavor to save for our children their great American outdoor heritage, that they may have the priceless memories of days spent on windswept, clear and gleaming waters and nights in fragrant, healing forests, and that they may gain the health and happiness that only the outdoors can give them. And I just love that focus on it being a patriotic move. Like, this is preserving our country for our children and for future generations. And I just think that's so important to look at it like that, because we are stewards of our world, and whatever we do now affects people in the future. And I just think it's important to always think about that.
Oh yeah, 100%, Lacey. And then just like, now, I mean, you see things that, people are finally, I think, starting to get a little bit more cautious about, their trash, and they're throwing away garbage on the roads and all that. And you just kind of hope that, it keeps kind of going. But even back then, though, to just kind of hear that there was such a drive for it.
Yeah.
It was really fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because, especially if it all starts kind of at once, because for a while it just seemed like that was the last thing on anyone's mind. It was all about growing,
right.
And it's like, whoa, hit the pause button and make sure that we're not doing something too dangerous here.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's cool too to think about the different groups that come together to do that. I mean, hunters and fishermen and environmentalists and, a lot of different people that are coming at it from different ways with the same goal of preserving the natural world.
Right. Well, and honestly, with that too, Lacey, whenever was Alton kind of always was it like kind of this type of work supported always, or was it back then was it kind of like look at this group?
It seemed to be supported, but so in 1924, the other main newspaper that existed in Alton, and I can't remember what the name of it was right now, but folded. Mm-hmm. And then it was just the Alton Telegraph as the main newspaper. And so it's wonderful that we have this record. And there were other newspapers, there were German newspapers, there were other newspapers that existed at different periods of time, but a circulating newspaper that most citizens got starting in 1924, beginning of 1925, the Alton Telegraph was the only one. So I only know what the Alton Telegraph thought about this kind of thing. So it sounds like it was very well supported. And at the first meeting, there were 96 charter members there. So, there was quite a bit of interest.
Yeah.
But kind of the tone I get from it is that the Alton Telegraph thought this was a great idea, but I don't know beyond. Yeah. So yeah, it's not a bad bias, because I'm glad that they were excited about it, but I don't know if that means that was the common sentiment among Altonians, or if this was not.
And the only reason I asked that truly is just because, at the time was still, that's the start of their factories and all that too, right? We had that stuff.
We had the glass factory, we had the box board, we had all that stuff.
That's why I didn't know if they were, like the admin or anybody are going, well, you better start slowing down over here. We got work to do, Pat. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I brought it up, truly.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but a lot of times it seemed like they were excited about it as long as it didn't negatively affect them.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, well, with Winchester, with all those places, like they still wanted people to be able to hunt, like they wanted natural areas. And so this is total speculation on my part, but I think a lot of times it was like looking at it this way, trying to preserve areas that didn't affect their bottom line might have been part of it. So finding ways to do that. And we kind of still have to do that balance between business and the natural world, but to keep everybody happy. But yeah, I don't know for sure, but I think that there was general support, but probably keeping that in mind at the same time. Like, yeah, I want to do this, but it might have been that they weren't crazy about regulation on what you could put in the river, so I don't know exactly.
We didn't give a darn what we could put in the river until 72 or because we had the sewer went into the Mississippi River forever.
Right. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think that they were excited about preserving like forests to hunt in and streams to like fish in, but maybe not like, oh, and we need to cut our pollution into the river. Yeah, gotcha. So I don't know.
I get you. That's interesting. Did you enjoy this one?
I did. I really enjoyed this one. It was really fun too, because Isaac Walton, I had to figure out who he was. He was a writer and fisherman from the 1500s, 1600s. And so the first version of this famous book that he wrote called The Complete Angler, and it contains poetry, prose, quotes, and a fishing manual. So since it was first published in 1653, it's very hard to read because they used to do it's called a long S for S's that looked like an F. So I put a link to
What?
Okay, it's like it looks like an F, but it's an S. So when you're reading,
So it's an S, but it's an F.
it looks like an F, but it is an S.
So you still say S.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but like if you click, did you just click through on
Yeah,
the
I-
16?
I-
All right, go to like the first page of that.
Okay. Page 1.
Does it?
Hold on.
The title page. Yeah. Okay. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Diff Corfy.
Discourse, right?
See, that's ridiculous.
Well, that's how they used to write them. So that's why I put a link to the 1653 version and also to the
Why'd they do
1897
that?
version. It was how typeset was done. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. I just don't know it off the top of my head. But anyway, you have the original, so you can look at what it originally looked like when it was published. But if you actually want to read it without hearing F sounds in your head every time there's an S, then you can read the 1897 version.
I want to go back in time so bad. Because
For
think
that?
about this. If we prevented this type of just junk, okay, and that's what that is. Who throws an F in there?
It's not an F. It's
I
a
know,
long
I
S.
know, I understand. But
At the time, they could read it the way that we would read a normal S now.
we're going to change that. I mean, we got to go back in time and just say, get rid of that.
That's what
junk.
you're going to do?
Absolutely.
All the power to go back in time. Get rid of the long S.
Imagine what would we have, think about it. What if we accomplished so much more because we didn't, where they were like, wow, it is an S.
Oh, that was the thing.
I'm just
Save it
saying,
all.
It could happen. CJ saves the world here,
Right.
Just saying. Anyone got a time machine? We're going to go change this. Diff Corfy.
Discourse.
Or Perful. Peruful.
I can't even do that one in my head.
I don't know. What are you writing about next week?
I am writing about the grand reopening. What?
I got excited.
Oh, okay. Of Cecil's.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It was a department store in downtown Alton, and it had been in a little corner of a building. It's the building that's across from Fru's Bridal, where the Telegraph has their office now. There was a little corner of the office, a corner of the building that they were using, and they kept expanding until they were on all 4 floors. And it was really cool because the owner talked about how he really tried to use all local businesses to furnish it, to do all the work, and all of that. So, and some of the places still exist, like Springman Lumber was,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it was part of that. And then here they are still now. So that was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
See, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm
Yeah.
excited for your next weekly contribution.
Thank you.
You have a good rest of your week.
You too.
It's 10:06 on this Wednesday morning. Whew, man. See, that's why, everyone always makes fun of people in public office. Oh, look, he stumbled. I wouldn't even, it'd be a nightmare. I'd call it Tuesday. I'd be in April and January. I don't know.
I know it's Wednesday because I'm here. I'm here on Wednesdays.
See, keep the mental notes, Lacey. There you go. All right. Centerstone joins us to fill us in on really just a great another offering. They're certified community behavioral health clinics. We'll talk a little bit more about that and so much more with them. You stay there. I'll stay here. No top of the hour news today. We'll just keep moving forward on this Wednesday.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros.
We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 19... Did you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, play it against sport.
And looking in the mirror, there were fools that either had. You shine a little light on my life. You shine a little light on my life.
Welcome back.
You shine a little light on my life.
10-10, little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. It's our daily show. Always enjoy talking with Centerstone and love that they are back on the show with us. Elaina Ward is going to join us now. And did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Good. I botched something in an interview. I was getting nervous, you know. Well, good morning and happy Wednesday to you. Take me through, if you could, Elaina, just your background and your position with Centerstone.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, and thank you for having me. So I started with Centerstone about 7 years ago. So it's been a fun ride over the last couple of years. I started with the company as a counselor in our methadone program, then moved over to a supervisor in our outpatient program. Then I moved on over to our quality improvement department. And then now I am our CCBHC manager. So I've had my hands in a couple different pots over the years.
So you've got to experience a little bit of all of what Centerstone has to offer, really.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's been my favorite part about being there.
Well, and take me through that a little bit. You know, what have you been able to kind of experience for yourself through the various roles that you've been a part of to see what Centerstone's been able to do for not only the region, but really for the nation?
Yeah. So being able to provide direct counseling services was really great when I first started. I was able to, directly take everything I learned in my social work grad program and directly apply it with clients. I got to grow a lot personally just within that. There's a lot that comes out when you're working with folks on a counseling capacity, and having to kind of navigate that yourself is always interesting, especially when you're brand new in the field. And then getting to kind of stretch my legs and grow a little bit in supervisor capacities has always been a really big growth area for me. Being able to see just the direct change that happens when clients are given the support that can really change their lives. We do all kinds of things, and that has also been really kind of just beneficial and great to see that there's a lot of different things that can really positively impact anybody.
Well, and on top of that too, Elaina, I mean, today we're going to be talking about the CCBHC and really just the great work that's being done with that. And let's kind of dive right into this. Take me through really what the Certified Community Behavioral Health Clinics are all about.
Yeah, absolutely. So they have been around since about 2014. Different states have been able to kind of not buy in, but join into the process and that model. Illinois just recently in the last year decided to join that initiative. And so what CCBHC is, it's a really a different shift in model of providing services. So typically we've been in kind of a fee-for-service world where it's been really hard to grow. We've really just been able to kind of meet the immediate needs of clients, but not really able to grow and expand and support our staff in the different ways that are beneficial. Because community mental health work is hard, and that is a lot of hard stuff that folks are doing on a daily basis. And so with CCBHC, we have some additional services that we provide. We have a whole 9 core services that we are required to provide to clients. But then also with that and the different model, we're able to provide different supports to staff as well. So we've been able to kind of provide some different funds to be able to pay for trainings. That is always a high need for our staff.
Well, and it seems like really it's just an all-around approach to and a wraparound care for everyone that's involved on this, kind of spoke of the wheel, if you will.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is the goal of CCBHC. Open door, no wrong door. Whatever you need, we're going to try to help you with, meet those needs. Trying to provide that holistic wraparound safety net kind of care.
Well, and this goes back to just our conversation last year that we've had with Centerstone and throughout the year we did have last year, but also a little bit of this last initial conversation with you guys as well, is the fact that, mental health and a lot of these chronic conditions, sometimes you guys are seeing those not hand in hand, but someone that goes in with maybe experiencing a mental health crisis or any type of, substance use disorder, you name it, they're going in and also realizing that, wow, I have A, B, D, or C going on, and you're also getting their actual, their health back in order too, on top of the very important aspect of the mental side.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of co-occurring concerns and illnesses out there. We see a lot of unmet physical health needs in a lot of our populations. And with CCBHC, we're able to address those needs in a different, more integrated way. So that is a key component of CCBHC, is integrating that care. So if someone walks through Centerstone's door, the goal is that whatever your needs are, we're going to get you linked up with someone to be able to address those needs.
Well, and on top of that too, whenever you're looking at that person, the moment they walk in, take me through that initial interaction. How important is that first conversation? Because I'm sure, especially in some circumstances, that first interaction is almost priceless when it comes to, the experience and result of your guys' care.
Yeah, absolutely. That first interaction is so important because that person has made that giant step and that giant decision to seek help and to seek care. That's always something that we encourage people to do because it can be life-changing. But that is huge because they've made the decision at that point. So really, our first interactions are really just basic. What do you need from us? How can we immediately help you today? So we're usually going to triage a little bit, make sure that there's no immediate crisis needs that we need to take care of. And then from there, we're going to get that person linked up, usually with an assessor that is going to assess and do a full comprehensive assessment of that person's needs to then get them linked up with the appropriate services.
What are some of the challenges that go into that? And I know that sounds kind of like a catch-all question, but I know that it could be. But whenever someone comes in and you guys are dealing with and working with these individuals, what are some of the hiccups that come up along the way? Or is there anything that families can know about for themselves or family members in case they have to utilize this to make the experience better for everyone involved?
Yeah, really the biggest thing that I always encourage of everybody that comes in for services is we are here to help you. Mm-hmm. The biggest thing is we just need you to be open and honest with us so that we can get you the best services that we can. Not telling us all the information or not, sharing all the information with us isn't going to help in the long run, right? We can't get you your needs met. But also just acknowledging that is also scary and that is hard to share all that information too.
Right.
Biggest things are if you feel like you need someone there to support you or share some additional information, that is absolutely welcome. Please feel free to bring that person with you or whatever you need to feel comfortable. We will meet you where you're at. If that means that maybe you do just need, a Zoom session for that initial assessment, we will do that. If you prefer to come in person, we'll do that too. Really just kind of trying to identify what is going to make you the most comfortable in being able to be vulnerable and share some information that is hard.
Well, and see, I think that's the biggest, obviously, one of the biggest hurdles there could be is, breaking that, wall down of distrust, or maybe, the lack of trust that folks have after the experiences that they go through, and no one can take that away from them, and so when you're going into there, and let's say maybe you are a supporter or a loved one of that individual that's utilizing your guys' services, what are some of the ways that that you recommend, maybe after the appointment, or after the first couple of assessments, that you can have a conversation that's beneficial to the individual that's going through this, that, like you said, made that big step and made that choice, that's not going to sound confrontational, or also one where we're maybe enabling too, because there is that balance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So big things are sometimes after the first session or two, I've also been through this. Mm-hmm. It kind of feels like this isn't working. This isn't helping. Right. I want to be fixed already. That's a natural feeling, right? Like, we want things to improve quickly, but that's just not always going to be the case. Therapy and counseling take time. These are things that, we just need to be patient. We need to continue to just be supportive and encourage that person to continue trying. If they really feel like something isn't a good fit, really encourage them to bring that up. Not everybody gets along with everybody. And so that's okay if you don't get along with your therapist or your caseworker or whatever the case is. We can always make changes and, do treatment differently to meet someone where they are and what their preferences are.
100%. And, just kind of diving into a little bit more of what you guys do directly, can you fill me in on the direct services, just so I don't get anything confused with, maybe some of the partnerships and some of the other things that you all are collaborating on? What are some of the direct services that are right here in your guys' clinics?
Absolutely. We provide a whole bunch of stuff.
You were ready for that one.
Yeah. We provide a whole array of services. So starting from kind of our lowest levels of care, we provide outpatient mental health and substance use counseling. We provide psychiatry services. We provide methadone and Suboxone, Vivitrol, medication-assisted treatment. We provide targeted case management services. So those are services that are in the community, case management, directly working with folks in their homes a lot of times to meet their needs. We have an assertive community treatment team as well that is doing that, but on a little bit more of an intensive capacity. We're in the schools, we're in people's homes, we are everywhere. So we provide a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, and see, I just think that's such a great thing for the public to know about too, because, we see the signs, or we might drive by the Centerstone building here in Alton and not realize, just some of the ways that you guys are really that invested into a region. And it's really important to know about that too. And just following up and touching on real quick, you said you're in the schools and you're in all of these places where you really you should be, honestly. And just, I know like in Madison County, they're starting to do mental health first aid training for middle schoolers and elementary schools, which I think is really great to do. Whenever you're talking about partnerships and just some of the services that you provide maybe that aren't directly sourced, how does that collaboration work? And then can you fill me in on a few?
So the collaboration, it really just kind of depends on the individual and their needs. So sometimes it's just a direct referral of, hey, we actually don't provide that service, but here are some agencies that do.
Gotcha.
And here's your information. Sometimes it's a little bit more of a coordinated approach though. So we partner a lot with Southern Illinois Health Foundation for that integrated care piece that we were talking about earlier. So with those clients, especially, we will provide that direct referral. We will support them in making that appointment. Wow. We have an SIHF office in our Alton facility. So sometimes we'll pop down there with the client and say, hey, someone needs this to schedule an appointment. How can we help? And then from there, we provide some care coordination type services. If the client needs support and following up and asking more about their medications or something, we have some staff that specifically their main job is to do that care coordination. So making sure that no one has fallen through the gaps and that they are able to kind of meet their needs independently with some of that additional support.
Well, and this kind of goes hand in hand to one of the other questions I was going to ask you later down the road here in a couple of minutes, but I'll ask it now. Is, it sounds more, really being an advocate in some ways for that individual. And I don't want to say patient because, I don't really like that word. We're all people and, whatever it's for, we're there. But, whenever you're working with an individual, whatever it's for, how important is it for you, your staff at Centerstone, and everyone else to truly be an advocate? And also it goes on that person too to, in some cases when they're able to, be that self-advocate and they find that again. How important is it to really, kind of push in a way with, not breaking down the glass walls here, but to make sure you're getting across the finish line?
Absolutely. That is a key part of a lot of the services that we provide. I know just in my experience and being a counselor several years ago, that was a big piece of what I was doing on a regular basis.
I'm sure.
Whether it's outside advocacy or just advocacy with the person themselves, of teaching them and giving them those skills to be their own self-advocate. That is always something that pops up, at least at some point in everybody's care. And so just with the nature of kind of how community mental health work has worked in the past, there hasn't always been as much space and capacity to be able to do that to the extent that we've always liked. And so with the shift in the model of CCBHC, we've been able to hire some new staff that is their dedicated job. They are able to, directly provide that care coordination type service, directly reach out and advocate and ask questions that the client maybe doesn't feel confident in being able to do themselves.
See, that to me is really just great to hear too, because, everyone needs a little bit of help in life. And you know this, I'm sure so much better than I do, because I'm just, here talking about it and you're living it. When someone comes in, and this is kind of off topic from the clinic, but goes hand in hand still, how many times do they actually have a support system? And I mean, it sounds like such a, kind of a tougher way to ask a question, but it really seems to me that that's such a big part of the problem.
It really is. And that is a key part of the assessment. That is one of the big questions that we ask. Who is in your corner? Who supports you? Who do you have to back you up and be able to rely on? And just in my kind of anecdotal experience as a counselor, as a social worker, it's a problem.
Yeah.
There's a lot of folks that they don't have support, or maybe they have some people in their life, but they're really the source of the problem. They're not the support person. Right. They're kind of the reason that person is coming in for services. It's been a huge issue that I've seen kind of just across the board in a lot of different ways and a lot of different clients.
Wow. And it's really, I'm just glad I asked you that, because it's I think such an important part of really just the whole equation when it comes to mental health and any type of recovery too. So, we already kind of talked about some of those barriers when it comes to trust and, making sure that you can be as transparent, as forthcoming as you can be with your staff. But, when it comes to, getting that individual inside and everyone's going forward, how do you track the success or the journey of that individual once they start the process?
Yeah, that's a great question. So part of our assessment process is also creating a treatment plan. And so on the treatment plan, there's going to be goals that the client identifies, objectives that we collaborate on together to make sure that we're able to achieve that goal, and then specific interventions that staff are going to provide to achieve those objectives. So we have regular intervals where we review that treatment plan. Usually every 6 months. Different programs have different requirements though, so sometimes it's a shorter interval where we're specifically looking at that assessment, that treatment plan, those goals, and saying, all right, 6 months ago, your goal was whatever it may be. Where do you feel like you're at now?
Right.
Do we still have that goal? Do we need to make some changes and, adjust targets? Or did we achieve that goal? Have we met it? And now we maybe need to identify something else, or have you graduated from services and you don't need us anymore? So we're checking in pretty regularly on making sure that those goals are still active, or adjusting them if we need to.
What has your success rate been, just from your experience with it? Have people been really able to achieve that kind of that graduation rate in a way?
Yeah, it really depends on what the person comes in for. We have some folks that they graduate pretty quickly because they came in for, one specific need that was addressed and met pretty rapidly. But then we have other folks that they come in and maybe they started with one need, but over time they realized, oh, I do have some other things that maybe I need to work on in counseling. Or maybe they came in with a lot of needs And it's just something that we're going to need to be working on for several years. There's a lot of skills that need to be built, maybe.
Do you ever talk to somebody or work with somebody that maybe comes in and they don't have, and it starts off with something small, and this is, I don't know why, I had a conversation the other day, it makes so much, so if you're coming in, if someone had maybe, a feeling of anxiety, for a couple of months, like, most people can get, and it gets worse, and then it gets worse, and they don't tackle it. Have you ever had those experiences where someone maybe just didn't address something that, I don't want to say ever minor, but just, one of those spokes on the mental health wheel that grew into something 10 times bigger that is kind of spurred from that? Does that make sense? Am I making any sense with that question?
Yes, you are absolutely making sense with that question. And yes, I have absolutely seen that. Because that's what tends to happen with mental health diagnoses, right? Like someone doesn't just wake up with a diagnosis of bipolar disorder on a random Tuesday. Usually things start smaller and then they kind of grow over time. Anxiety specifically is one of those diagnoses that's what it does. The more we ignore anxiety, the stronger it becomes, the more difficult it becomes to manage it. And then it kind of turns into a little bit more of a beast than it did when it started.
Wow.
So yes, absolutely. We see that all the time.
See, that to me is this is why I love talking with you all, because so many times I feel like if we just talk about this more, we can be more comfortable talking with our friends. And I don't know, I just think, I feel like it helps. And do you feel like having conversations, and I'm not never making light of it, maybe people do to cope with their friends, and that's cool too, but when we're able to talk about this more, does it make it get better, or do you see that becoming an issue because we're maybe not talking about it as educatedly as we should, and then it maybe leads to different thoughts? That, like the two-sided sword to that.
Yeah, I definitely think talking about it, like whether it's your own experiences or just the concept of mental health, is always going to be a good thing. Because when we don't have those conversations, we don't know. Right. And when we don't know what we don't know, we're kind of living in the dark.
Then you're a talk show host.
Yeah. So I definitely think, talking about everything is absolutely important. I think what I have seen is some of the more like pop psychology sort of terms that are on like social media a lot, like gaslighting, narcissist. Those are now very commonly used terms that kind of come from the psychology world, but have been taken by pop culture and kind of turned a little differently.
Right.
And so I think it's like you said, it's a double-edged sword. It's a good and bad thing. We have the language to be able to talk about it now, but the definitions are shifting and changing a little bit as well.
I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's on one of my rant sheets. I have a sheet of my rants that when the election's over, I get to go on, and gaslighting is definitely one of my rants, because we have lost all definitions. I mean, we have just decided it's just not the same. So with that being said, back to really this great work that you guys are doing with these clinics. Can you take us through maybe a success story? I mean, we never want to talk about a patient's personal details or anything like that, but anything that you've seen that really makes you go, wow, I'm proud of the work we're doing here?
Yeah, absolutely. I can share one from just, I think, last week, actually.
Oh, wow.
So with opening CCBHC and that model, we have been able to reopen our resource room at the Centerstone Alton location. So that's a room that is basically a drop-in room. Anybody can come in. They don't have to be a client. They can be a community member, anybody. And so we have some folks that operate the resource room that are peers. They have some lived experience of their own, and can provide just any resource needs to folks. So we've had a gentleman who has been using our resource room pretty consistently over the last couple of months or so. He has some pretty high needs. And so we've been doing our best to meet him where he's at, provide him with the needs that he has, but also respecting his preferences. At the time, he wasn't interested in receiving more services than just the resource room for a while. We had an incident where he became a little bit upset with a staff member because she couldn't provide what he needed. And so we had to have a conversation of, the resource room is for this purpose. We really would love to get you in for some additional services, though. Yeah. How can we make that happen? So our our access coordinator, Brianne Graham, and one of our linkage and engagement specialists, Lacy, met with the client, met him where he was, like I said, and his big barrier was, I don't want to sit through an assessment. I've done that so many times. I just don't want to do it again. So we were able to work with him to gather the specific information that we needed to complete that assessment, in a timely manner, so he didn't have to sit longer than what he was uncomfortable sitting for. We got him linked up with services, so now he's part of our targeted case management program, and he's actually able to get the services that he really needs.
Wow.
In the community.
That's incredible. And that really does show, because it's not a 30-second story here. It takes time, and it's really good to hear that, that's really what's developing out of that, and really the help that someone definitely deserves and needs. With that being said, Elaina, I know that we've been talking here for actually over 20 minutes now, and we're getting down the line. My final question for you is, what strategies do you guys have in place? Are there going to be more of these clinics popping up, or coming to fruition throughout the region, throughout the state? And where are some of these located now, just for the folks across our coverage map?
Yeah, absolutely. So the state of Illinois has, I believe, it's either 9 or 19. I always forget which one.
I hear you. I'm not laughing at you. 9? I do that all the time.
It's either 9 or 19 other CCBHC locations. And so we're part of what they're calling a pilot. So it's a 4-year pilot demonstration project. So each year they are planning on adding additional sites. They just recently opened the application for the next round of sites to expand. We are hoping to be able to expand to some of our further south locations, but that is up in the air right now. We're not sure on that. But there will be more sites opening with that second expansion with the state of Illinois. There is some information on the state's website. The HFS website has a CCBHC area, so you can find some other CCBHC locations. Just off the top of my head, there's Rosecrans, there's Heritage. Those are two kind of more so within our region. There's a lot in the Chicago area, though, as well, because that's a higher density population.
Makes sense, though, and it just shows you, where you guys see a need, you're trying to fill it, and it's really and it's such an important thing. And Elaina, before I let you go, can you fill us in on just your guys' overview of this with this clinic as a whole, and then also ways that we can kind of find out more information if we need this for ourselves, for a loved one, or anytime down the road?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find our information on our website, just centerstone.org. That is where you can very quickly find our phone number, give us a call. We can get you in for an assessment. You're also welcome to stop in the office, and we can do walk-in assessments as well. We have, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff as well that you can find us on. And then I'm so sorry, I forgot your first question.
Oh, no, that was it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I answered all the questions.
Is there anything else that we needed to get out about the clinics? That's always my final question.
Yeah, so that's just the big thing. We have some additional service lines now. We have some additional supports that we're able to provide that we historically haven't been able to. We also have some additional staff supports, so funding for CEUs and trainings. We have some additional trainings that we're offering as well. So we have positions open if there's anybody out there that's interested in joining the Centerstone team. But then also we are also absolutely serving any clients that or individuals that need services too.
Wonderful. Well, Elaina, thank you so much for stopping by. Always love chatting with Centerstone, and I can't wait to get the opportunity to talk with you again soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
We'll take a quick break. More Daily Show on this Wednesday morning comes right around the corner next on this Wednesday morning on RiverBender.com and Roku.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
$10:39, little bit of change. Welcome back, Daily Show hitting you in the nose. Nancy in the studio. This is a little bit of a tongue twister. Lovelyloons, Lux Event Rentals, and Balloon Decor. How does that sound, Nancy? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So how long have you had the business going?
So we're about to be 3 years in August.
Really cool.
Yeah, so we've been kind of going all out this year. The first year, it was kind of like a on and off, and I was pregnant, so it was just kind of hard to focus on that like 24/7. So right now, it's like we just started going, and it's going well.
Well, and, with that being said, too, where are you guys located for your event rental?
So we are located in Fairview Heights. We have our, a small storage unit there, and we take consultations as well. So, we're there, but we also work from home. So it's like we're kind of in Collinsville and Fairview Heights. So we're everywhere.
So when we call, what are some of the things that we can utilize from you guys?
So we have tables, chairs, tents,
Gotcha.
Backdrops, pretty much anything you might need. If we don't have it, we have vendors that do. So we do have preferred vendors for anything else.
That's awesome. So how'd you get into this?
So I started with my daughter. She had a birthday party and we hired someone. So I was like, maybe I could do that too. I could probably start doing it and making other little kids happy. And it just took off. We just started with one balloon garland and then it just went off. Yeah.
So when did you guys really start to grow? Was there a certain time in the business that it started taking off?
Well, I think this year was the
really?
2024 was the most because we started getting calls and bookings every weekend or 2 to 3 bookings. And we started doing a lot of quinceañeras. So that's big stuff, because we had to do focal points and we had to do tables, chairs. So we just kind of took off and we're going to open a balloon store, which is our little boutique, I call it. And it's exciting because it's a new beginning.
Well, is this something you kind of always wanted to do in business, or is this was business something you just found with this opportunity?
So I did wanted to be an owner, basically not work for anybody anymore, because I've done that a lot. And it's but I didn't know I was going to go the balloon route. If you told me 5 years ago, did you know you were going to do balloons? Oh, I would say no. I would say, what? So I thought I was going to do something else, but I guess it just naturally flowed.
Well, and honestly, it's one of those where it seems like, just because I've done the show for years and I haven't had anyone ever talk about a quinceañera before, and really providing that opportunity. And I'm sure that's a big need right now.
Yes.
Because, is that kind of something that you guys are hitting?
Yeah.
I was wondering that when you said that, it made total sense to me. Like, it's just like no brainer, because no one has the enough material, it seems like, because those, get big.
Yes. They pay more than a wedding, actually.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. It's like,
big,
this makes total sense. So when was your first big event?
Our first big event, I believe it was actually a quinceañera.
Was it really? Wow.
Yes.
See, that's cool.
Yeah, it was about 250 people. And we had to do chair covers. We had to do the table.
But you see everything. 250, and I guarantee you there's folks going, well, that's nice. You do 250 chair covers and table covers. You're in for business,
That's a workout right there. That's a workout.
What's your prep look like for something like that? How long do you guys have to prepare?
It's a whole week thing.
No kidding.
It's like people say, oh, you just work weekends, but that's not true. We start our prepping since Monday. Let's say if we add balloons and stuff like that, we have to go shopping for balloons. We have to get the tablecloths washed, pressed, the chair covers as well, washed, pressed. We just like have quality stuff. We want to give the clients the best, so we check every single chair cover for rips.
Oh wow!
So it's like we check rips and imagine 200, and that's not even how much we get right now. The most that we've gotten, it's about 400 or 450.
Wow!
Like we kind of just discontinued the chair covers this year. It was a lot, but we do have chairs, which they look nicer. And if
you have a nice chair, you don't need a chair cover.
You don't need a chair.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why we get tablecloths.
Yeah.
If you have a nice table, you don't got to worry about a tablecloth.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm on your website now. This is it, correct? Before I show somebody else? Okay.
Yes.
You just never know. Always take a chance. Anyway, this is it. If you go to Lovelyloons LuxuryEvents.com, you can see the list of services. Look at that. That's beautiful. Wow. You do this?
Yes.
Wow. This is pretty incredible. How do you see, everyone wants to do this. Like we all seen it in high school and all that fun stuff. But I'm telling you what, this has got to take hours.
It really does. It takes a lot of learning. You could see that like we built an arch.
That's a 6x6.
Yes. We built an arch in like 30 minutes now, but it's like it took us a lot of time to get to that point.
I'd say
practice at home, practice everywhere. Like we used to do like free events for our friends or kind of like sponsor a little at the beginning so we could get practice, and get a portfolio.
Well, with that one, that one's on your website at $380, but that's a lot of time and it looks really, really good.
And those little like
cones
lights,
and stuff.
No, the lights are actual lights, but it was daylight that day, but they actually turn on. So the little details are the ones that count always.
God, and you guys can build some big ones too. That's a 10x8. That's a for real event one right there.
That's a grand opening one. We did one for a bar, so.
That's good.
Grand opening. If you want attention to your grand opening, you have to have balloons.
You do. Well, and just like all the other designs and everything else, like for baby showers and for weddings and all those things, like those add a lot. You know what's crazy? You can have the crappiest building, but if you have some good decor, no one's going to notice really.
And draping. We do draping.
Oh, that's huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we could cover anything and make it look nice. Even a garage. We've done that with garages. So.
And you all do invitations and all that?
Yes, we do custom invitations. Wow. We do digital, like printed.
Yeah.
We could do acrylic invitation. Those are really popular in the quinceañera thing too.
Mm-hmm.
The acrylic ones, they look like a glass. So
really?
They look luxurious.
That's awesome. You guys do event planning too?
Yes.
So how does that work?
We could coordinate everything, literally everything, from the venue to the execution the day off.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about anything. Like you sit with us, we do a free consultations. So you could just come and tell us what you need, what you're looking for, and then we work out a plan. we work with your budget. Let's say if you got 30 grand for a party, we work with that. We have different vendors. We have DJs. They're like, if you don't want this one, we have the other one. So we basically do it all for you. You don't have to worry about any event anymore.
That's really cool. So how long out should we, if we know an event's coming up, what's the proper time to reach out?
I suggest as soon as you want to have an event, let's start doing it. The sooner the better. We've had a wedding, backyard wedding, that it was not like planned until 3 weeks because they didn't think they were going to have an event. And they just said, you know what, let's do it. And then they called us and they're like, we only have 3 weeks. This is my budget. What could we do with that? So I just got my hands on working, getting a design, going for the site visit, and we did it in 3 weeks. She was happy. She was amazed. She was so, like, she said it was my dream wedding, my dream backyard wedding, and you made it happen in 3 weeks. So.
That's so cool. Well, and see, that's really all what it's about, you know, because everyone's event and an idea of what's perfect for them in that, you know, circumstance. Sorry, these allergies are killing me. are you know, it's just defined by them. And if you can give them that moment, they'll remember it for a lifetime and keep calling you.
Yes.
That's so cool. You got a moment to stick around?
Well, yeah.
Okay, cool. I gotta pay a quick bill. 10:49, little bit of change, more conversation comes your way next right after this.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar. We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, 10:51, little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. Back with Nancy, Lovelyloons. Man, it just keeps changing my darn lower third back. Look at that. Hold on. Lovelyloons, Lux Event Rentals, and Balloon Decor. And, you know, we were just kind of taking a little peek and a gander over at your all Facebook page, and that's really looking good. Look at that. I mean, some of this stuff is just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just really nice stuff. And
treats.
Yeah.
We got the treats.
Do you make those yourself?
We have a baker. She does
Wow.
all the little like details and all the little strawberries, Oreos.
That's so cool. And it's one of those things where it seems like at least one time somebody wants to have that one big event. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It might not be all the time, but when you do decide to pull the trigger on it, it's like such a really cool. It takes a lot of work.
Yes. We take that from you. You don't have to worry about that.
That's what Nancy's there for. Look at that.
Yes.
Just more desserts and fun stuff. And what's your favorite part of the event process?
Well, the best thing is seeing their faces.
Yeah.
seeing my clients' faces when they see like the final product. We just had a birthday party at Sky Zone. I think she was like scared about, is it gonna come out the way like I want it, the way I envision it. And when she saw everything, she was like, "I love you."
Was that the
she
one?
She told me, yes.
I remember Sky. I know exactly what Sky Zone looks like.
Yeah,
Is that the same one? Is that not Sky Zone? Hold on.
You could forward more, and then I got all the ones more. We rent chairs too, so if you DIY your decoration,
that's a beautiful chair. That's a nice looking chair.
We got a couple of.
Wow, look at all that stuff though. That looks really cool.
Yeah. So we had one birthday right the next day after, and they wanted like Sky Zone colors, so we went for it. But if you scroll more,
there you go. There's Sky Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that looks.
So that was the small one, but you could go back for it. There you go.
Oh wow,
that baby nukes.
Well, he definitely had a birthday. I'd say
all out.
I'd say so.
I was like, I wish I had a 2-year-old birthday like that when I was little. that one was amazing.
Gosh dang, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at that. Yeah, just beautiful stuff here. Wow.
We decorated tables. They rented out the whole Sky Zone, so it wasn't like just something small.
I'd say so.
It was big.
Wow. And then there's your dessert. Are those chips?
Those are those are custom chips. So we did little goodie bags. We also, that's a candy table. So we kind of do anything. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on this weekend as well.
Do you really? Yes. How long does it take to book out for? I mean, you pretty booked up right now?
Yes. So we are basically all like until September, October. We got a couple of dates open, but weekends we also get weekdays.
I'm sure.
So
do you do corporate?
Yes, we do corporate events as well. So,
really cool.
Yes. So we have Edward Jones coming up. They have an award ceremony.
I knew Ed Jones.
Yeah, so we have a couple. We have a couple corporate events coming up. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for laughing at my joke. No. But with that being, do you when you're putting all this, what have you learned throughout the last 3 years doing this? I mean, has there been some big learning curves for you? Or
there, especially with outdoor setups.
Oh, I'm sure that's a nightmare.
It's challenging. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do outdoor decor anymore, but it's like like people want to do it outside and they want something pretty too.
Isn't that the truth of it though? I mean, because I've been a part of outdoor events, and you go out to that one nice outdoor event and you're like, oh, this is beautiful. We can't wait to do this on our own. And then it's windy.
Yes.
It might not be any wind, and then there's a 40-mile-an-hour wind gust that kills it.
You have to be ready for anything.
It's the most violent thing. Or did the damn sun hit down on the stage too hot, or did it hit the light? Oh, just nuts.
No, one time I was catching balloons. Like I was running around the park. It was at a park. I'm like, no. This is why I charge more with outdoor balloons. The challenges. It's not because I want to. It's because all the challenges that we have to face.
And now, what are your pricing sheets looking like?
Well, we could start off with, let's say, a small budget-friendly bundle with a backdrop and balloons for about $380 plus the delivery, of course, because it depends on your location. But we could start off with just like 2 marquee numbers, the lighted numbers with balloons for $280. Wow. So we kind of work with everybody's budget. And if you tell me, I tell my clients, I'm not asking you for your budget to give you the highest thing, I'm asking you because I want to work with that. If you tell me, hey, I have this amount of money, I could give you options. We also offer mock-ups, so digital mock-ups, so they could see how it's gonna show up in real life, like if you want to see a preview, we got it. You tell me, do me the like a big old focal point with $1,000. I'll work with that. Like I could do that for you. Like it would be pretty. Doesn't matter how much you want to spend on it. It still looks nice.
Well, and you can book online too and all that. I mean, you're making it easy for people.
Yes, you could go online, go to our website, just hit the inquiry form, you fill it out. We get back to you. We kind of talk about it. I love talking on the phone with my customers beforehand. It kind of gives me like an intimate kind of thing with them. You know, they are more confident and they trust me. They hear me like how I do care about every single event. Mm-hmm.
Well, and now one last thing. Is this like a family business?
Yes.
How is the dynamic been? Are you guys liking working together?
Yeah. So my husband just like quit his job about 6-7 months ago.
No kidding, for this?
Yes, for this.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, that's great.
He never thought he was going to be helping me when we started. He supported me, but he didn't really think it was going to be like a whole
until it blew up.
Until it blew up.
Job,
he's like, okay.
Wow.
I'm like, if I pay somebody else, might as well just quit and keep that money, you know, and help me out. And he's been at it. He's been with
That
me.
is so cool.
He's the one with the muscles. He carries everything.
He's a good deliverer.
Yes. I'm like, you got a throne delivery today. I don't know. No playing games today.
Congratulations.
So
That's a big step always. And that's really cool to hear it's going that well.
And with the new store that we're opening.
When's that open?
That is going to open April 2nd.
Okay.
So we're aiming for that.
What's the physical address?
It's 111 Union Hill Road in Fairview Heights.
Okay.
62208. We are opening that for not only, I don't know if you heard, but Party City kind of closed.
Yeah.
So we're not only opening for clients to go buy helium balloons and bouquets and stuff like that, but we're opening also for other balloon decorators. We're going to have branded professional balloons for sale.
Wow.
So if other decorators,
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like they're really good quality. So a lot of decorators work with those brands. We have Balloon Shine. We have pumps. We're going to have DIY kits for moms that are in a budget, you know, and they want to kind of just do something themselves. I'm going to have videos showing them how to do it. So I just want to help, you know.
Create an environment.
Yes. And make memories, because I'm like, no matter what, those memories are going to be always there, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, with that being said, seriously, I hope it all goes well for you. Do you have a grand opening event planned?
We do. I'm planning for May 6th.
Okay.
We're going to have our different vendors there. We're going to have DJs. We're thinking about doing like a castle, like a bouncy castle, and doing face painting, because I have a friend that does face painting. So we kind of want everybody to come stop by and say hi.
Well, I honestly, I hope we'll link everything in a write-up and make sure people get out there.
Please. Thank you.
We're out of time today. I will see you all tomorrow. It's only Wednesday. That's okay. We got through the morning, you know. We're here now. Hey, I'll see you back here live at 9. Until then, just try your best to stay out of jail.